Yeah. First off, happy Ramadan. رمضان كريم عليكم كلكم. And we start by we start by saying is, you know, words. What kind of word we're living into? You know, different people, different colors, different races, you know, and with different mindsets. What can be your reality can be someone else's dream. You know that? And what actually shapes those realities are two things. Do you know what they are? Huh? Words that describe and the mindset that receive it. Words, words, words. Yeah. Using the right words, you know, they can actually be a weapon, and also they can be your weakness. You see, with the right words and the right tone, articulated or delivered in the right way, can literally change somebody's life from miserable life that is really miserable to someone being really successful. Can literally change someone from poor to rich with just using words. If it was delivered and believed it. Uh, believe it or not, your mind, right, is actually like a playground. And the funny thing is that it plays both ways in both themes, right? With you and against you. If someone is taking a medicine with the simple words, you can change his mindset from this is going to be a medicine, and but this one is going to hurt you, this is going to be having a side effect, it will be doing this, and really but delivered in the right way with the right tone, articulated together, the right delivery, right? He's going to take herbs instead. See, he's going to see the word specific moments through your own eyes. So your beliefs is going to become his beliefs. Now he believes that. He believes that medicines, is going to hurt him. It's not going to cure him. On the other hand, herbs is the one that's going to cure him. There's no any kind of side effect on it, right? So those kind of moments, he sees everything through your own eyes, and he believes that. That's why even actors need to, convince themselves with that, right? Yeah. In order for them to do a great job and to be a stars, and that's what literally differentiate them between this one and that one, right? So use the right, use the right tone with the right intention. That's the question. What shapes those realities and those minds? Again, those are the same two things. So words are weapons. Use them carefully. They can turn like somebody really brave into fear, confidence into doubt, scarcity into abundance, or abundance into loss. Not because reality changed, but because perception did. So, as I mentioned, your mind plays both sides, your side and the others. Sometimes you're even trying to convince yourself of something, you find yourself having like doubts, questions. So it plays in both teams, with you and against you. Think about this, right? When you say something like that for this guy with the medicine, that's influence, that's belief. They believe that when you believe and when you're convinced, and that's the difference between someone who just speaks, who moves people, and someone who you know, just speaks. His words are interested to him, right? Are important to him, but it's not interested to anybody. So this kind of belief that you guys have, this kind of conviction, it actually has a sound. You can hear it in someone's voice, and you can feel it as well on the phone line when you're talking to someone. You know instantly when someone believes what they're saying or they don't. And in sales, right, that's a total different scenario that you need to work on because you need to put this into your life. Sales, leadership, life, that difference that difference changes everything because now you just change exchanging information. You see, what we are doing right now is that we are shaping perception. Okay, we are painting pictures. We're not just selling. We are using the right words with the right tone, along with the right intention, because every conversation is a transfer of belief. Every sentence either builds a word or breaks one. And that actually brings us to something very important. because there are two ways to move through life. Some people see, you know, an opportunity, right? Others don't, which is kind of weird. It's not weird, it's called perspective. When someone sees an opportunity and the other one doesn't, it's because two things. They got different realities. Each one of them in his own reality, right? One of them knows exactly and see clearly what he wants to get, but the other one, what he only sees is why he can't get it, the reasons that he can't get what he wants. Same world, same moment, just different mindset. So when we talk about this, talk about craft. Let me tell you a quick story, right? About a lumberjack, right? This guy, two actual lumberjacks, both of them. The this story I heard it from a guy named Simon, and he's really good. I really like that guy, right? There were actually two lumberjacks that started the same time in the morning, right? And both of them, they work same amount of hours. They start like 6 a.m. They go home, each of them 6 p.m. So 12 hours. Really hard work, right? Good for them. They're building muscles. But one of them actually disappears like an hour and a half in a day, which is kind of weird. So, day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Then the fifth day comes. The first lumberjack asks the other, "Well, I want to ask you a quick question. I was I was really wondering why we both start at the same time. We got the same tools, right? And we work at the same time, but you even leave like an hour and a half. I don't know where you go. Then you come back, and at the end of the day, you're chopping more wood than I do. So I was wondering, how the heck you doing that?" So the second lumberjack responded calmly, "I go home to sharpen my axe." See, the first one in his mindset was hard work is going to get him, which is true. The second one believed as well hard work, but he also understood that he needs to sharpen his axe each 3 4 hours. By this way, it can cut faster. So he would chop more wood than the other one. It wasn't intention like that, but it was intention to make it easier on himself. So hard work matters, but you know, sharpening your skills matters more. So translate this into sales and cold calling, right? See, mindset, tonality, question framing, emotional connection, right? All that comes into sharpening your axe. You see, words alone are just sounds. Right? Words plus, let's say, music behind them, which is your tonality, equals persuasion. So demonstrate that. They say some sentences, for example, like, are you interested in reducing your energy bills? Flat tone, sounds scripted, no, but put it, frame it, same one. That's the same question. Are you interested to reduce your energy bills a little bit? Curious tone invites conversation. Uh, authority tone, which is, yeah, you're obviously interested in reducing your energy bills, right? That sounds like authority. So first one goes to logic, right? The bias, the by feeling first. They couldn't feel the monotone, curious sometime, but authority always wins. Not always, but most of the time. For me, right? Let me give you a quick example also about when it comes to like real estate, for instance, or even solar. One more time, right? When somebody calls someone and he said, "Yes, hey, I do blah blah blah," and yeah, I do have solar. Oh, you do have solar, right? No problem, thanks. He hang up. That's the first one. Second one, he goes on. Yes, hi, this is from energy company. Yeah, yeah, I do have solar. Oh, that's really great. That's a great start. So, since when did you get solar panels? That was like a couple years back. Awesome. Congrats. Congrats. I believe you're not paying any kind of electric bills now. The guy says, yeah. Um, yeah. Mm, I'm really happy for you, right? And when it comes to heating, what do you use to heat your home? Is it oil, gas, propane, electric, gas? Ooh, gas. Okay. And on an average, how much you spend on gas in wintertime? Let's say last wintertime. The reason why, I'm gonna explain. Last wintertime. Hmm. Last winter was the highest bill was about 600. 600. 600. This is 600. This is just 1 month, or that's for the whole winter season. No, that was just 1 month. Oh, and how much for the whole winter season? Like on an average, about 2,500. 2,500. Has it always been like that? No, it went a bit higher, the last couple of years and so on. Okay. Did you try like any kind of installation, anything like that to, you know, reduce those kind of bills? No. Hmm. I see. But 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 since you got solar panels and you produce your own electricity, right? Why didn't you look into electric heating? See, now he's making him feel that he's missing something, and it's only a suggestion. Why didn't you do that? Just a logical question. Well, good framing. See, you invested in solar, meaning invested in solar. Have you wrote about converting that the other one, right? Oh, we already invested in solar panels. Have you thought about converting to electric heating too? See, one word differed. The way differed a lot from just converted into looking. First one was just curious, suggesting. Second one was intending to buy, to sell. So those are total different emotional reactions. Let me let me tell you a quick story, right, about one I know. Right, he's a friend of my friend. We went to visit him about that was about 5 years ago, something like that. Before that, I knew that he was really known in our industry. Not gonna mention his name, and he got like a lot of clients outside, not doing small businesses, but big, making a lot of money, right? When we visited him, he was like sad, sitting alone in the balcony, right? And he was on a wheelchair. He told me that a couple years back, when he was going to Dubai or Canada or whatever place that he go, people, friends, everybody gathered around him. Right? They rally around him. They want to just have a sit with him. Really, because this guy got a lot of connections at that time. So everybody want a piece of him. In other words, you know, even said that sometimes bottles of the popped up worth more than a car, right? And you know, success feels really loud, really. Then one day, when he was driving in his Jeep with his girlfriend going to Sharm here in Egypt, he had an accident. He got hit by a big truck face to face. That guy with the truck, He lost direction. That got nothing. I don't know what happened exactly, but it was face to face. So instead of waking up in his lovely villa that he used to have, he woke up in the hospital. He was unconscious for about 3 months. They were they did 7 surgeries in a private hospital, one of the biggest hospitals here in Egypt, one of also the Darfouad. And he stayed there for about like 9 months, something like that, as he said, 7, 9 months. I don't actually recall. But 7 surgeries just to try to keep him alive. And the doctors did the best they could, right? But then you got, you know, his back was broken, a lot of broken bones in the back, so on. So he was paralyzed. Now, as he was saying, right, he was getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of people that interact, engage with him in the past. Now, nobody even try to say hi, nobody called, except the real, real, you know, friends that were with him. So he's always staying by his, his wheelchair, sitting alone, smoking, drinking alcohol. Doesn't have a target in life. Doesn't even know why he lived. Try to talk him out, but he wasn't even fully awake or fully sober, so we can convince him with anything. However, we left. Then another story, on the other hand, a couple years after, I know a guy. He was on his motorbike. Was one of his friends. His friend was driving. They were going about 220, 230, something like that. He wasn't. He was in the back, and they made an accident. His friend, God bless his soul, may he rest in peace. Not him. Couldn't make it, and he woke up after a couple of days in the governmental hospital, because most of the hospitals didn't even want to accept him with the condition that he was in. They say he was dying, right? So he woke up in this governmental hospital, plus seeing weird people around him. Like he was in a room, there's about six others, and his leg was cold, so cold. They performed two surgeries in the same hospital, and his family, when they knew, actually, they took him to another private hospital. But he said, what's done is done. He's even begging the doctors to, chop it off because he was really in pain. Took him about like 9 months, so the wound was done, and he found himself in a situation that he was hopping on his one leg or on a wheelchair, but he preferred the wheelchair. He didn't want to hop. So he was like, everything's gone. No, everything he built, everything he made, even the company that he was in for about like 8 years, they demanded that he should show up on a daily basis, which he couldn't. So he left him. But in his mind, he wasn't even thinking about all that. He was just thinking about one thing. The first thing that he wakes up in the morning and he looks at it, he doesn't find his leg. Then one of his friends, his really close friends, came on and visited him and told him exactly like that. Remember that winning and not giving up, not quitting, is not a part of your life. And it's never going to be like that. Because you are not like that. I don't know you as a quitter. Whatever happens, as long as you're alive, you can do it. So he left everything. He left even the whole city. He went to another city, right? He started from the beginning, started from scratch, cold caller. Even in his interview, when he was interviewed by the team manager was asking him like, within like 6 months or a year, where do you see yourself? So he told him like, I'm gonna be a manager within no time. So he said like, I'm the team manager. The guy responded, said like, well, no problem for now. He wasn't arrogant. He was just confident, really confident that he will succeed. Because his mindset was, you never lose, you never admit losing. Even if you lost, you never say that you lost. You say just, I didn't win yet, and I'm gonna win. And he did it. He became the manager, became the operations, performance, training. Pretty much he became the company. Everything. Retentions, literally each and every single. Right now, each and every single one that works that company, he's the one that trained them. He's the one that promoted them. He's the one that pushed them and made them see the world through his eyes. They weren't committed. Most of them, it was just a job for them. But right now, they are committed. They want to succeed. So there is always a room for improvement, and that delivers us just like one lesson. It's not about that lesson is the words is not responding, right, to him. It was responding to what he could do, what he could produce. But look at your own life, look at your own phone, and ask yourself if everything just disappears tomorrow or even now, who stays? Who's gonna stay? You see, success when you actually being addicted to it, there's this kind of dopamine that pops in your head, the hormone gets, you know, people really act and interact. So with your real convincing of what you say, with what you say and how you say it, with what right tone, believe me, and try to be attentive, listen carefully. People are starving for a real human connection. That's where sales come in. You're not just selling, you're working people up. See, right now you're working people up. You're creating a real conversation in a world full of noise. So, working hard with something we don't care about, that's actually stress. But working hard for something that we love, that's passion. So, I'm asking you now, are you just working hard or are you working hard for something or someone that you love and you want to be successful with that? In every call, every connection, there is a chance that we can create something meaningful. So we need to work hard, really hard, right? We need to love it, lift others up. As you climb, and today you level up, since you're here, that means you're listening. And if you're listening till now, that means you want to improve. That's kind of beautiful. So today, tell yourself this: the first working day, I'm gonna go and cast something beautiful with my words, with my tone, from my heart, using my actions. Thank you so much, guys. It was really pleasure. If you need anything, let me know. I'm always there to help. And والله اكتر حاجة بتضايقني ان انا مش عايز اي حاجة غير ان انا اساعد الناس، عشان هو ده اللي كان بيحصل معايا زمان خالص، وده اللي مخلي عندي الconviction دي والعقيدة دي لحد دلوقتي that helping others you helping yourself. يلا، رمضان كريم. Wish you all the best.